Hi, this is Scott with St. Alphonsus. I'm going to be going over the Airvo 2 on initial setup, then settings, and then disassembly so that we can get it sanitized and ready for the next patient. So on this device, we're going to first remove this red hose. This is a sanitization hose, and this is non-disposable, so please keep a hold of this, and we're going to actually just store it right here on the device. Now on your device, you should have an extra setup for this high flow. Within this, it actually has a heater dome, the adapter, and the main hose. Also, what you're going to need is the bag of water and a oxygen hose connector. Now, when you open this, you're going to have one of these heater domes. You're going to pull this blue safety seal out. Take off this upper piece that contains the hose, and then grab this clear adapter piece. This clear adapter piece you're just going to slide on like so, and take the entire heater dome assembly, push down on the blue section right here, and you're going to slide it into the device. You're going to have to push kind of hard to get everything to lock into place. Now you can take the water hose here, unhook this, take your bag of water, and twist off the top one. And we are going to spike your water. This is going to be just like your IV bags. Then as you hang this up, it will automatically fill this water chamber and keep it at the proper level. Then just go ahead and hang it up here so that it can actually gravity feed into the device. After that, you're going to grab that hose that I was talking about. This goes to the patient. Make sure that you note that there's this rounded part up top with the connectors. Make sure that that goes at the top of the device. You're going to push it on. You're going to hear it click. For the time being, we can just set it right aside here. At this point, if you're in the patient's room, you can turn it on. If you're not in the patient's room, wait to turn it on, take it to the patient's room, turn it on when you get there. It does have a minute to cycle warm-up time. Also, we will need this oxygen hose so we can actually supply oxygen to the patient. That here will connect to the flow meter. This particular one has 2 flow meters. Most of them only have 1. So here you'll see we're going to be actually using this one here. This is our proper high flow meter. This one goes from 20 liters all the way up to 70. The other end of this is going to hook up to the device. It's this blue port off to the side. Then you're going to take the oxygen hose, plug it into the wall. This is required if you're going to be using this flow meter. You're going to go to the actual settings on the device. For the settings, you're going to notice you have the temperature, the flow rate, and the FiO2. To change one of the settings, you're going to hit the play button right here. You're going to have this particular setting here. It's going to be locked. To unlock it, you're going to press and hold the up and down buttons until you see it flashing. There you can see it flashing, so now you can actually make the setting changes. For temperature for the initial high flow, I do recommend closer to the 31 temperature. If they complain it's too cold or they're getting nosebleeds, then I do recommend increasing it. And here we lock it into place, cycle to the next one. Here we have it started at 50 liters a minute. Again, press and hold up and down. This will unlock it. It's recommended by a lot of studies and things that we start at 40, but you can go higher if need be. The higher the flow, typically the better for the patients, because it provides that extra back pressure for them to breathe against and can create a little bit of PEEP. Then we're going to hit this button again. It's going to show your current oxygen percentage. No, you cannot press and hold these two to unlock it. You need to go up here to the flow meter. As you increase the flow to the device, it is going to increase the oxygen delivered to the device, and you'll see that this will actually increase the more you increase the oxygen. Recommended for this is start high and then titrate down based off of their SpO2. Ideally, we're going to be looking at trying to decrease the FiO2 first. Typically, you want to get down to around 30 to 40%, then start dropping the flow rate. Once your flow rate has dropped to 20 liters per minute and you're still at around 30 to 40% oxygen, you can easily transfer the patient over to like a regular nasal cannula at 5 or 6 liters. Now, once you are completely done with this device and you no longer need it, you can just turn off the device. It's going to tell you to disconnect the oxygen. If the oxygen is still on, just go ahead and turn off the oxygen completely and disconnect it from the wall. Then you're going to fully disassemble the circuit. So you're going to squeeze these two parts right here and pull up. Then you're going to remove the oxygen hose. And then remove the heater dome. To remove the heater dome, you're going to press down on the blue to release it, and then you can pull this straight out. Sometimes these take a little bit of extra force to get them out, but they can be removed. Go ahead and throw all of these supplies away, including the bag of water. And you're going to take this red piece, or the red disinfection hose. You're going to attach it to the top of the device. Make sure you note that that has that little plug right there, and it lines up at the top of the device. Then you're going to insert the pre-filter. It only goes on one hole. If you try to put it in the wrong hole, it will not fit. So it only goes on the one side. The red hose will go in the other remaining one. Then you turn on the device. It will automatically note that this red hose is attached, and it'll start its 1 hour long disinfection cycle. At this point, you should have this outside of the room, plug in your storage area, plugged in and turned on at that point. As far as wiping down the equipment, just use your approved hospital sanitary wipes. That is totally fine as far as the disinfection for the outside of the device. Alrighty, well, thank you so much for watching.